Hey, too. It's too early in the morning, so I'm just not gonna have face cam on for this one. April 16th deploy. So this is on Twitter. Mortdog said this was gonna be a big patch. Really quick. I haven't looked at it yet because they literally just got released 10 minutes ago. So really quick. Actually, I was gonna give my 3 hopes for buffs and nerfs, but we'll just see what happens. Hyper. The armory offers that preceded the PBE rounds in stages 5, 6, and 7 have been moved to the following rounds, so you get these offers after seeing your items from those PBE rounds instead of before. The chance to see a shadow item in the armory offers in stages 5, 6, and 7 have been increased. Okay, cool. So usually, yeah, so before you would just get the armory before PBE. So you would usually have to hold your item. What's it called? Hold your items. Wait to PvE round and then see what you can build. Now it's immediately after, so you have a lot of time to decide what the heck your next item are going to be in Hyper. So that's good. I actually really like this. System change. Combat movement. Assassins now consistently jump first before other champions move at the start of combat. I guess it wasn't fully the case. Wow. That's a lot of item changes. Let's go through them. Declaw. Reworked. Grants 200 bonus MR, including components. Huh. Before, Dragonclaw was just like a percentage. I think it was like 60% reduced incoming magic damage. Now it's just flat MR. I don't know how much it's going to change, but okay. They're trying to I think they're trying to mainly move out of percentages on items because percentages can stack and can go crazy. So sure. Shadow Bramble Vest reworked. Instead of reducing incoming physical damage, something like that, by 50%. Now it just grants flat 200 bonus armor, including components. So, okay, it's interesting. We'll see. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. I don't think 200 bonus armor is that. I don't know if it's that good, but we'll see. Shadow Locket reworked. When combat begins, the holder and all allies within 2 hexes in the same row gain 60 bonus armor and MR, but gain 5 less mana per attack. So before it was 25% less damage, which is a lot. So I think just a flat 60 is probably better. That's fine. Shadow Giant Slayer, damage decreased under threshold from 20% to 15%. So if the if the unit had more, is it more than? Wait, damage decrease under threshold. Yeah, so if the unit had less than a certain amount of HP, I don't remember the number, then you would do 20% less damage. Now it's 15, so this is a buff, so it's not bad. Shadow Hurricane, instead of doing 60%, now the bolts do 50%. I haven't seen Shadow Runelands that much. It's not bad, I suppose, if you put on like Draven or some sort of really good AD attacker. So, because it sends 2 bolts, so sure. Shadow Gargoyle, instead of 70 healing, it's 10 healing. Yeah, this item was really strong early game, so that's understandable. Shadow Ginsu's attack speed per stack, instead of 8, it's now 9%. And self damage from 3% to 2.5%. So it's a pretty significant. I would say it's a relatively significant buff because if you think about it, that's a lot more attack speed being increased, and you're not taking as much damage. 3% was a lot, so that's pretty good. Infinity Edge bonus crit Shadow Infinity Edge bonus crit damage up by 5%, and now instead of 5%, it's 4% self damage. Cool. A lot of people didn't thought Shadow Infinity Edge was not that good, and it wasn't really worth because you damaged yourself way too much because it was 4%, so or 5%. So this should help. Joule Gauntlet, Shadow Joule Gauntlet. Instead of 65% damage, it's now 40% crit damage. And that crit damage is going into some bonus crit rate. So, okay. Maybe the output of damage was just too high, so they didn't want that, so they thought they could just put it into crit rate, so maybe you don't have to run like Infinity Edge or something. So that's kind of cool. That's probably fine. Shadow Warmog's armor. Bonus health from 1500 to 1800. Sure, I didn't see that many people run Shadow Warmogs. It's because you lose 100 HP per second, which is actually a lot. So that's good. Normal Runeance Hurricane from 80% to 75%. Sure, that's fine. You know, it's a nerf to, I would say, like Draven and Vayne, maybe even Aphelios, or just other strong AD attackers. Z0 on Shadow Z0. Taunt now happens immediately at the start of combat rather than after 1 second delay. Taunt is now an instant effect rather than having a 1 second duration. Units are no longer compelled to attack or chase the enemy that taunted them for 1 second. Rather, they have the target switch instantly, but can retarget once they move if they're still out of range. Yeah, so understandable. There were a lot of situations where the units would just keep shuffling around for like a few seconds, and it was a little bit annoying. So I think reverting it back a bit is fine, because I would say you have a lot of frontline in this set. I would say with like all the knights, cavalry, skirmishers, legionnaires. There's a lot of frontline in this set, so having them all bunched up and then like moving around because of ZZ is not good. So that's good. Wow, traits. Okay. Thank freaking God. Abomination has been one of the most OP traits of the set so far, so I'm glad that they're nerfing it. Let's see. 2 Abomination is the same. And 3, 4, and 5 got nerfed by a decent margin. I don't know if it's enough of a nerf, but we'll see. But yeah, it's good that they nerf 3, 4, 5 Abomination. I'm pretty sure Abomination 5 needs a spat, but even then, it was one of the best spats in the game, I would say. So, hey, that's pretty good. Cavalier. Got a pretty significant buff at 4 and a small buff at 3. Sure, take less damage. That's nice. Dawnbringer 8 got nerf. Interesting. Okay. I haven't hit 8 Dawnbringer yet. I hit 6, and it's not bad. I guess 200 was a bit much because it's like a guarantee full heal, so that's probably a bit too much healing, but Forgotten 6 and 9 got buffed. Sure, I tried Forgotten 9. It wasn't that strong because it gives 80 in AP. It's pure damage, so unlike Cybernetic, it's not better frontline. You don't get better frontline. Not really. Not particularly. So, sure. That's fine. You're just more damage output. Legionnaire 4, 6, and 8 got buff. Okay. I feel like Legionnaire is fine because of Draven. But other than Draven, there's not much of a reason for you to run Legionnaire. Although I guess I've seen some people running Callista reroll, but it's because of Abomination, so okay. Ranger 4 got 20% attack speed bonus. Okay. I played 4 Ranger Carry. It's still pretty good. I haven't tried Aphelios yet. Actually, no. I did play a little bit of Aphelios last night, and he felt a little bit bad. No, if you get him 2-star, if you get him online at 2-star, he's pretty good. So, sure. But they kept on nerfing Vel'koz, so that might be why. Redeemed. I haven't tried redeemed yet. They buffed redeemed armor and MR by 5 at, I believe it's 3? I think redeemed is a 369 trait, yeah. So armor and MR just got increased for all for 269, but ability power went down at 9 by 10. Okay, sure. Again, I haven't really tried to redeem yet. I heard it's pretty good because you can get your KO Vel'koz online. So, sure. 4 Spellweaver got a buff by 10 AP and 1 extra AP per stack. Sure, I haven't seen anyone try to run Spellweaver other than Vel'koz. But even then, Vel'koz is very hit or miss because of his ult, so sure. Knight 6 got a 15 damage block. Can't wait to see Knights. Can't wait to see Knights come back. They've been doing okay, but I feel like it's not as strong. I don't know. I'll have to keep on waiting and see. Champions. Well, we got a lot. Hold on. I need to drink some water. Okay. Aatrox. Overall, at all star levels got increased in spell 80. Sure. I've seen people try to run Aatrox carry. He's okay. Because he has some self healing, it's not bad, but we'll see. That's not bad. Udyr. His spell 80 got increased as well. Got buffed. Okay, cool. Udyr's a little bit weird. He's not bad because he's just a bit of, he's both a tank and like could become an attacker as well. So that's interesting. Vayne got a buff at 1 and 2 star. Sure. I'm glad they didn't nerf not nerf. I'm glad they didn't buff 2 star Vayne because yeah, Vayne V is still really strong. But sure. 2 costs. Victor. Oh my god. His ability now shields the 3 allies nearest to the target. That's amazing. He only granted 1 ally a shield. So honestly, great. But they had to increase his starting and total mana. That's fair. Damage, buff, shield, nerf because it now grants 3 allies the shield. Sure, this is honestly a buff. Honestly a buff. Cool. And plus, remember, his shield also gets affected by AP. So if you stack AP items on him, he's a really good support. Cool. Awesome. Soraka, spell damage. Nerf. Really? I see that's a pretty good support. Although I might see why, because 500 spell damage with a 50%. No, was it 50%? Was she already 50%? I don't remember. But yeah, 500 spell damage actually is a lot. But I didn't see anyone run 3-star Soraka, so okay. I mean, I guess I didn't see Soraka being that broken, but okay. The data could say otherwise. Set plus 10 AD. And 3-star spell armor shred. Cool. Set's been a little bit underwhelming, so I think this is a good change. Cannon 3-star nerf. Spell damage nerf, sure. Cannon's actually such a good CC. It's what's called Cannon and Fresh, and Fresh is about to get changed as well. Cannon and Fresh are both like really like, what's it called, positioning puzzles, because they can just get to your backline and just CC your backline. So you have to be really careful. Varus, pretty big spell AD percentage buff at all star levels. Cool. I haven't seen Varus be that good, honestly. So sure, I welcome this change. Fresh, plus 50 health. 100 spell damage at 3-star. And his pull duration at 3-star got buffed. Okay, it's mainly like a 3-star buff, but it's also a slight bit of health, so that's not bad. Vel'koz. Ash. Attack speed increased to 0.75. Sure. I like running Static Shiv on Ash, whether if it's Shadow or not, just because she can get her ult online. It's pretty good. Lee Sin. Lee Sin got nerfed? Really? I like I don't know. I don't agree with this, because here's the thing. Lee Sin is a skirmisher, which means his AD gets increased, but his spell damage is AP focused. So I don't know. I don't see why they would need to nerf him. He wasn't like, I don't think he was overperforming that well. His ult was kind of like a Maokai ult, but bigger from set 4. So I don't see it. I don't know. Nidalee, 75 total mana, spell damage nerf. Sure, even after the, I would say, nerf, Nidalee still one of the strongest, still one of the strongest decos. So this is helpful. Should tone her down a bit, but she's still a really good decos, I would probably say. Although it takes her a while to get online, so we'll see. Lux, spell damage increase. Lux has been not a unit. She's like by far the worst mystic. So I don't see this actually affecting her. I don't think, like, you would never run Lux unless it's redeemed. There's no reason to run Lux. This doesn't change anything. Because the spell damage is only after one auto attack, I believe. Something like that. She's not good. This is not gonna help her at all. Pantheon, plus 50 HP, plus 5 AD. His spell now additionally reduces the incoming healing of targets. The healing of targets hit by 50% for 8 seconds. So he applies grievous wounds. Okay, cool. That's pretty good. I think this is maybe supposed to help with like maybe Warwick or Vlad or any other healing matchups. Cool. Especially when it's like Pantheon versus maybe like a Draven or something. He's a tank versus like a really strong out DPS. So sure. Katarina, you have not been a champ at all as well. 1-star secondary spell secondary damage buff. Primary damage got relatively significant buffs, and the spell now additionally reduces incoming healing. Okay. I don't think these changes are enough still. Even if you give her like blue buff, i.e. like even if you make her kind of like set 4 Kali, I don't think it's still worth it. This damage is still not that strong. Even if you had like 6 assassin, but no one's running 6 assassin. So I don't think these changes are enough. I think they need to go further. Zyra, spell stun duration got increased by 0.5 seconds. Sure. Zyra's not bad. I'm okay with this buff. Vel'koz. Wow, they went crazy with the spell damage increase for Vel'koz. Yeah, they kept on nudging Vel'koz, but he still felt pretty underwhelming. Or at least like you had to slap like a Joule Gauntlet on him, and then he actually do something. Here at least maybe like base damage, base Vel'koz could still do a lot. So cool. Heimerdinger keeps on getting nerfed. Oh my god. Heimerdinger is like the Samira of last set, I swear to god. Plus 30 total mana, but to compensate, they increase his damage. Sure. Because the one of the big issues with Heimerdinger right now, I would say, is that because if his dragon somehow dies, he gets back 50 mana. So, and his dragon does so much damage, so that's pretty insane. I'm okay with this change. Couple bug fixes. I've heard about some of these. It's kind of funny. I'm actually gonna read through them. Buying and selling Teemo very quickly no longer prevents you from taking damage. Huh. Abomination grave now gets removed properly if you sell abominations. The abomination grave no longer gets severed. That was funny. Cannon no longer dashes to untargetable enemies with a second dash. Chasing units. Yeah, that's a good bug fix. Something about Trundle. Okay. Yeah. These... Honestly, these are kind of what I expected. Well, I'm not expected. These are kind of the patch I was kind of hoping for. In terms of... What's it called? They nerf Abomination. That's a really good nerf. They buff Lux Katarina, but I still don't think they're units. What else? I wish they nerfed Archangels, but maybe they don't have they don't have a good number, a good change for it yet. So it's understandable. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the patch notes. It's a big patch. I don't know if it's... Let me check Twitter really quick. This might be the main patch we play on for this weekend. More, do you have a tweet? Come on. Please tell me you have a tweet. I'm just gonna assume... Why is my Wi-Fi being a jerk? There we go. Oh yeah, here we go. So, day 3 of PBE of a big patch. Yeah, so this will be the main patch that we're gonna be playing on this weekend. So yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a meta for the next 3 days, so we'll see. Have fun with set 5. Good luck and take care.